Hello there, welcome to my channel. I'm Angela from artorai.com. This is the Friday feature. I'm now uploading videos just once a week, hoping that this will improve the quality of the videos, but we'll just have to wait and see about that. I've always been very interested in the postage stamp collage dies, I think that's what you call them. I have done a couple of videos on these myself. You can get them from various companies. Waffle Flower does them. Gina K has some. You can get them other places as well. Different sizes, different designs, and you usually can get a stencil with it and different stamps. It's a whole thing. So what I'll do is I'll try and leave links in the description to places where you can buy them. But there are so many things you can do with these dies. It's just absolutely incredible. So what I think I'll do is I'll make a playlist devoted just to these collage cards. I'm going to make 2 cards today. The first one couldn't be simpler. It's just going to be a little bit of ink blending, a few tiny die cuts, a sentiment and a matte layer, that die that came with the die set. So simple, couldn't be easier, and yet really, really pretty. I've just cut out some lovely little butterfly dies. I'm just going to cut out the collage die, and then I'll cut out the matte layer using the die that came with it. It cuts out really nicely, and you could even use the part that's left over for a frame or perhaps a shaker card or something like that. I did practice this card beforehand, and this is what I got. I didn't take inspiration from anything in particular. I just wondered what it would be like if I just had kind of pastel colours mixed in. I also used a wink of Stella pen to give the butterflies a little bit of a shimmer, which I think looks really nice. It just gives it a little bit of something. I'm just going to remove the tiny little die cuts from the little holes that have been cut out. And now I'm ready to start colouring. I'm just going to put it on a grip mat. This is just a cheap one from Temu. It's not very good, but it does the job. So I'm going to put the stencil over it, and I'm going to colour each section a different colour, but I'm just going to use the colour that's already on the blenders. These are just cheap blenders from Temu, but they are absolutely brilliant. They're really, really good. They hold the colour and distribute it really well. So I'm just going to change colours for each one, but maybe I need to put a little bit of extra purple on, but that's the only colour that needed any extra. The rest were just absolutely fine. This did not take long at all. And once you take off the stencil, when you finish colouring, you can see just how nicely they've protected those edges, and the colours just contained into those little boxes. If you don't have the stencil, you can use masking paper. I do recommend Gina K's masking magic paper or masking magic strips. They're really good, but you can use freezer paper. I will leave a link in the description to my video that shows you how to do that. And that's the background completed. I really love the soft effect of those lovely pastel light colours. They look really nice. Now what we need to do is put the collage onto the matte layer. I've just cut that out of black. Now it's just a matter of adding foam to the die cuts and the sentiment, and just adding them to the card and putting a few gems on. So I'll just fast forward this part and let you listen to some music while I'm doing it. I think that looks really lovely. Now all we need to do is make a card base. I'm going to use 300 GSM cardstock. I'm going to cut it to 8.5 by 5.5 and then score it on the long side at 4.25. So that'll be the American A2 size card, and that's basically what these dies are made for. And that's usually what I use anyway, so that's no big deal. You can get larger sizes of these dies from Waffle Flower, so I'll leave a link to those if I can find them as well. Now I just need to glue the collage onto the card base, and I'm going to add a few gems that I got from Stampin' Up. I think they were the last chance offers or something like that, but they were quite cheap. So I got some of those and I'm going to add them to the card, and I just think it just gives a little bit of something. Oh, and I forgot as well, I'm also going to add a wink of Stella to the butterflies and to the main part of the sentiment, because I just think it gives a little bit of glimmer and it just looks nice. Right, that's card number 1 finished. Now to move on to card number 2. So this card is going to be completely different to the first one. I did make a little bit of a boo-boo, but that was my own fault, and I'll explain why later. So for this one I'm going to use the stencil, and I'm going to blend colours in each individual little window. I have no idea how this is going to turn out because I didn't practice this one. I'm just basically making it up as I go on. I'm going to mask off the surrounding areas to the one I'm blending colour into, just so it doesn't get everywhere and go into the boxes that it shouldn't do. I'm going to start at the top of each box with a nice deep purple. Then I'm going to go into the pinks and oranges just to give like a hint of a sunset, but it doesn't matter if it's not perfect. Right, that didn't turn out too badly. I just need to cut it out using the Collage die. Because I've used Distress Oxides, it might still be damp, the ink, so I'm putting a piece of printer paper over it before I put it through my die cutter machine, just so it doesn't mucky the plates, that's all. So before I stamp the silhouette images on, I'm going to use my white acrylic marker pen and just splatter some white dots onto the card. They will not stay bright white, but they will give the background a nice little finish. Right, so this is where I go a little bit wrong. So when I'm stamping the images, I'm putting the stencil over the card, and it's a little bit thick, so the images don't give a really good stamp. What I should have done is put masking paper strips over the border lines that you can see there, the white ones, and they would have probably stamped a little bit better. I did try and fix it, as you'll see later, with a black marker, but it just didn't go right. But I'll know for next time. It's no big deal. I am going to give this card away anyway, and I know for a fact whoever I give it to will really like it. So that's just something to remember for next time I do this, and I will be doing this card again because I just think it's great. It looks really nice. Unfortunately, the stamping hasn't gone brilliantly, but I suppose it could have been a lot worse. I mean, you can see all around the edges where it hasn't stamped very well, but never mind. I'm going to carry on assembling the card. Because I used pigment ink for the stamps, it takes a long time to dry because the pigment ink just sits on top of the card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Sizzix heat tool and just dry off the ink before I do anything else with it, because I don't want it smudging and making the card any worse than it already is. Right, so even though I have messed up with some of the stamps, unfortunately, it doesn't look too bad. It could have been a lot worse. So what I'm going to do now is just poke out the rest of the die cut bits and get on with the rest of the card. So I cut out another card base and another matte layer, and I wasn't really happy putting the card together as it was. So what I decided to do was cut out all of the individual windows and see what I was left with and see if I could assemble a card that way. So I now have some small cut windows, which I'm actually quite happy with. I suppose you could do a lot with these if you made a bunch more. But I still wasn't happy with the stamping. So I did try to fix it with a black marker pen and it didn't work. To cut a long story short, it did not work. So I'm just going to go straight on to assembling the card and just forget this ever happened. So now I just need to decide the layout of the card. I'm going to put these on the black matte layer, the one I cut out earlier, and you don't need to see this entire process because it went on for ages because I just could not get it right. I wasn't happy with anything. So I'm just going to skip to the part where I finally get it all assembled and I'm starting to add the sentiment. So I stuck 2 pieces just straight onto the card, and I stuck 2 pieces on with foam just to give it a bit of dimension, and the sentiment actually already has dimension because there's about 3 or 4 pieces of card stuck behind it, so I didn't really need to do much with that. Now I just need to add that to the card base, put on a few bits of decorations, and I think we can call this card done. So there we go, card number 2. I do quite like it despite the glaring mistakes. I hope you do too. So that's 2 cards that I've made using the Postage Collage die set. It's so versatile, there are so many things you can do, and I would be interested to know if you would like to see an entire series on just using this set, because it's just amazing. I've seen some absolutely wonderful designs made using this. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was helpful. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share. That would really help my channel. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye bye now.